Hi everybody, welcome to Bookin Around Town. I am your host Jacques, and I am here booking around the town of Orlando. Today we are here at Shameless Book Con, and I have the opportunity to chat with BT Urruela.
Also known as B2 Urruela.
B2, like the brother
AKA.
of
I'm a rapper.
B2.
AKA.
I am a rapper in my spare time.
B2R. I don't know. And then Alison Mello. So welcome
Simple
to the
name.
show.
Much easier name to pronounce.
But when you look at the spelling, though, it's
I know,
like
I know.
I want to put a W on the end of your name.
You have
so
no idea how many
bad.
people do that. I'm like, you're not Portuguese, clearly.
It's like Mellow Yellow. That's what I think of.
Yes.
I told her.
You
This girl's
see,
squad name.
we were on there. Like, don't leave me hanging.
I didn't see it there. I didn't see it.
He didn't see me try to this one. Anyway, so thank you both for being on the show.
Pleasure.
I have been thinking about this episode for, gosh, when did we discuss that it was going to
Oh,
happen?
God, so long ago.
Yeah, and your schedule was like crazy busy, and it was
Travel,
like, is he
yeah.
going to be here or not? When can we get him in? And so we've got this opportunity to talk about this great event that you guys are partnering with in November. Mm-hmm. And so before we get to that, I'd like to know what each of your backgrounds are as it relates to the military and that, and why it's so close and dear to your heart. And we'll start with Alison because she's right here on my left.
Oh, yay. So this is near and dear to me because I'm military. So my family's military. My husband's military. So, I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. Like, it's like everywhere. My husband, my brother, my grandparents, me. Like, so it's just something that I decided when I started writing military romance, I wanted to connect it and do something good.
And so?
I am military as well. I was U.S. Army infantry for 6.5 years. 2 years in, I got hit by a roadside bomb, lost my leg, went through 4 years of rehab, and then ended up transitioning back into the civilian world and realizing how much the military world meant to me, and that led me to start my nonprofit VETSports to help other veterans transition the right way.
Yeah, I did my research, so I went and looked up your company, and I see that it was founded by, it was 3 of you total that decided to, I guess, get together and build this organization. And now, I guess, with so many people coming back from different, I don't want to call it missions, but when they go over and they come back, and there's a process of being able to do that. So have you found that your particular organization has been successful with pretty much from any area of the military? Not just like
absolutely, yeah. I mean, we knew kind of there was a need there. That's how it was founded, was when I transitioned back to civilian life from military. I had a very rough time. A rough go at it, and I realized that there weren't enough resources within the community to assist those who were transitioning. And so what I wanted to create, which was not out there yet, was an organization that would be there in the community, ready and waiting for that veteran to transition. So 2 other combat wounded veterans, as you said, were friends of mine, had the same kind of idea. Listen, we struggled through our transition. How can we change this? And that's how VETSports was born, and it's really just a community-based organization centered around team sports. We really believe in bringing these veterans together and having them compete again and be a part of a team and have that camaraderie, and then also to be a part of community service efforts every month. Our clubs every month are involved in some sort of community service effort for another nonprofit. Usually it's disabled children, sometimes it's animals, but some way to get them out there and giving.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time when you transition from military service, you can really focus on your own issues and yourself and what's going on with me and why do I have problems. And a lot of times the most important part of healing is taking that focus off of yourself and putting it on others.
Yeah.
And so, it's been tremendous. I mean, we've seen tremendous growth and just tremendous improvement with the veterans that are taking part in the organization.
I love it. And so, again, with Alison, I know a little bit about your background and your story, and it seems like you went into a creative portion as well with writing and being able to take some of those things that that people face, PTSD and things like that. So how has that kind of motivated you to come up with supporting our vets one book at a time?
So I can't take all the credit for it, to be perfectly honest.
Not all the credit, but
I can't
some.
take all the credit because I actually participated in an auction similar to this a couple of years ago, and that's how. Then I turned around and said, "Wait a minute, like we need to spread the love. Like this needs to get out more, and we need to reach more organizations." So I turned around and said, "I'm going to do one on my own," and so I created Supporting Veterans One Book at a Time. Ran it for the first time last year. We raised $1,600 for the organization we did last year. This year, it has completely blown up. Like, we went from about 45, 50 lots last year to 105 lots up for auctions this year. So, which is good because I doubled my, I doubled my goal.
That's what you said you wanted.
I said I wanted to hit 3,000 this year for VETSports. So that's my goal. And knock on wood.
Is this wood though?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Yes, it is. We're good.
Okay.
So yeah, no, that's. I mean, supporting veterans became a thing because of another auction that I donated to, and then I just kind of ran with it and gave it a name, and now I have like apparel and everything.
You do, and so how did you guys get together and meet to collaborate for this particular event? Because it's your second year.
Yep. So what I did is I somehow heard BT talking about VETSports. I don't know how, but I did.
Talk about it all the time.
Yeah, you always talk about it. So I heard him talking about it. So I went to Mikey Lee and said, I want to connect with BT about VETSports. We weren't friends on Facebook yet. And he said, I suggest you start with Rob Summers. So I said, okay, cool. So I messaged Rob and said, I have this auction. It involves effort from both sides because I needed support from his side as well as far as, lots being paid for and stuff like that. So I kind of just like threw it at him and said, this is what it is, and I'd like to give the money to VETSports this year, and would you guys be willing to work with me? So he was like, I love this idea. Let me get back to you. And so here we are.
But how long did it take for you to get back? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I imagine quite some time, yeah.
Actually, they were pretty good. I'm not even going to lie. Like, Kara emailed me, like, rather quickly.
Yeah, I
and
have a great team
amazing.
around me, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you guys got together for this particular collaboration this year. And so far, like you said, you've got 100 items pretty much on the table. So can you give us an idea of some of the things that we can look forward to bidding on?
Oh my gosh, so much stuff. We have like Vera Bradley that's paired up with paperbacks. We have an Afghan that was handmade and delivered to me that's going up for auction. JL Drake has donated, BT's donated, I'm donating. Just so many, Meredith Wild's donated to it. So there's like different things from ebook bundles that have like paperbacks. I don't know if BT knows this, but there's 3 signed pictures of him going into auction. He's like, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Save up your money. No, it's going to a good cause.
Y'all are going to want those pictures. Just going to throw that out there. So Christopher John donated 3 pictures of him. They're all the same. I think those lots are going to be fought over. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know the lot numbers off the top of my head, so y'all are going to have to attend the auction. But what I did is I took those images and I paired them with ebook bundles. There's gift cards and stuff like that. A lot of those are open international, so that those who, the people who want to participate aren't here.
Right.
They don't have to worry about, I don't get to participate.
Right.
Well, I think a lot of them get left out too, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because you add on shipping costs and
Right.
all that. I think a lot of international don't get to take part in stuff like this. So.
Yep.
And even though they want to, and then they feel like, like you said, they're kind
It's
of left
unfortunate,
out.
but it's good that
And
they're
it's
able
hard to
Yeah.
find, authors to be like, oh, well, I'm in the UK, I'll donate a paperback for UK readers.
Right.
Like, I do have a couple of paperback stuff that's open international, and it will be specified in the auction, so they're just going to have to scroll through and look. But I break everything down.
Okay. And when is the event taking place?
Veterans Day weekend, the 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Okay. And so before we leave, because we're at Shameless, and they need to eat. We need to make sure they eat. I heard somebody's stomach growl.
That's mine.
But also, so after this event ends, what can we see moving forward with VETSports? What can we do to continue to help that organization, whether it be donations or where is it based out of? If there's,
Yeah, so we're based out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. We have 13 clubs around the United States now. We'll have 16 by the end of the year. And what's so important about what Alison is doing is that we're all grassroots. We are a completely grassroots organization. We're not based off of grants or government dollars, and we have no paid employees. So it is so important to have stuff like this that fuels us and allows us to carry out our mission, because we couldn't do it without people that throw these types of fundraisers and allow us to help veterans across the country.
And how can we donate? Do we go to the website?
Yeah, VETSports.org. If anybody's interested in donating or seeing more about what we do, it's at VETSports.org. You can kind of see all about everything that we do all across the Eastern Board and what our future intent is. And yeah.
And you're writing. Writing. So does your books have any military type thing to it, or are you just?
Yeah, my first book called Lover's Cement did really well, and it's military romance about a guy who's deployed who reconnects with a high school sweetheart, and they kind of grow that loving bond again through his deployment.
Y'all gotta read it. It was awesome.
I'm very proud of that book. I love that book.
Way good.
And we are also working on the second one in that series, so I certainly write about it. I add little military elements to all my books just because it's necessary for me to get that across. But
and I know at one point, weren't you doing some type of children's book or something?
I'm working on it. Yeah. Obviously, the biggest challenge of my writing career will be a children's book, but you have to. It takes a lot of work.
I heard.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds amazing, because I think there was a dog.
Yeah, my two dogs are going to be, my Kigo and Scout are my two dogs, are going to be the center of that children's book, but I'm still working out all the little details about it.
Okay, well, we'll give you a year.
Yeah.
So next year around this time, we'll be expecting that book
it will be out,
So any ideas of Alison doing any co-writes or anything like that? I mean, I'm kind of throwing this out there, like maybe eventually you guys might want to.
I have no idea. I have never co-written.
It's a tough process.
It is a tough process.
Yeah. Was your first book?
Well, my first book was a co-written. Yeah, this is Lover's Cement. This is military romance I'm talking about. And then I did another co-written after I wrote two of my own. So.
And I have so much coming up.
So what are you saying? Like, that's not going to happen?
No,
not that it won't happen. No. I think more or less she's probably like me, whereas we have our books planned out 6, 7, 8, 9 months out in the future.
Basically,
my whole next year. Yeah, my next year.
And that changes over that year. That evolves into whatever it's going to become.
Right.
So,
and especially going to the signings and traveling and family life and eating and having bevies and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Puts a king into things, but yeah, absolutely at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just remember you heard it from me first when I pitched the idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You will get credit.
That girl, Giant Jock, said she wanted y'all to go write the book. I love it. And so, okay, everybody, the event is happening.
Veterans Day weekend.
It is online.
It's on Facebook.
And so, do you know what the Facebook event? Or did she just look it up by?
You can literally. So there's a group supporting veterans one book at a time that they can literally go on Facebook and just type that in, and it's going to come up. The link for the event is in that group as well. So too easy. And please share, post, get it out there, because it doesn't matter how many donors I get. If we don't get the people to go to the auction, it means nothing.
Right. And so are you taking any additional donations, even if they're not a part of the lot? But is there any way that people can still support this specific effort?
Yeah, they can PM me. They can message me through supporting veterans one book at a time. I mean, I have a really hard time saying no. My husband hates me for it, but I way have a hard time saying no. So, I mean, I'm never going to turn away a donation that's going to go to a cause like this. That's just insane.
Right.
But just bear with me on the tail end when the auction's closed and I'm trying to get everything organized because 105 is a lot.
It is a lot.
And it'll take a little time.
And the good part is we gave them your website address so they can go directly to you. And it's write it off on your taxes. Because
You can't write it off.
That's exactly why everything gets paid right to them, so they can write that all off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about the event. I'm participating. I donated something, and I have a time slot. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'll be there doing something.
She's got this.
You donated. That's
I did.
She donated 2 lots. She donated some kids' books and she donated adult books.
I'm a big fan of supporting persons who served us, and any way that I can benefit a program to help people, then that's what I'm all about. That's what Bookin Around Town is all about. And so on the tail end, be sure that you are following Alison on Facebook. She does have a author page, and be sure that you are following BT. As you know, he's got like a gazillion people following him. But what we would like to see at the event, I want to see like the push-up challenge, because I think you used to do those before.
I did.
It was like a certain number, and you'd have to
22.
22, yep.
So do you still do that?
Am I what right now?
No.
Oh dear God.
No, we just talked about.
You just got way nervous. Whoa, he's sweating.
No, we do still do it. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's a big part of the military environment right now. Is there's on average 22 veterans commit suicide every day, whether that be Vietnam or you just got to head right.
Yep,
in
she
your
just
shot.
walked right through our.
Whether it be Vietnam or Persian Gulf War or OIF, OEF, there's a lot of veterans struggling. So it's just one of our methods to trying to bring attention to that and help to those that need it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate what both of you guys are doing. Much success to supporting our veterans. I know I keep making
supporting veterans one book at a time.
Supporting veterans, and I just want to say support our vets, which we should do that too.
One book at a time.
One book at a time. Or several books if you just want to donate or buy
all the books.
all the books. Yes. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's nice to meet you in person.
I know, right?
Thank you so much for being on the show.
My
All
pleasure.
right, guys. Be sure that you tune in to this episode, and be sure that you join the event and buy stuff, auction. This money is going to a great cause. And until next time, we will be booking around the town of Seattle.
Big Jock says,
it's Giant Jock.
Giant Jock in stereo.
Oh my gosh. Thanks. Bye.